Coming to stand at the top of your mat, bring the feet a comfortable distance apart. We'll find a steady standing pose. So you might like to bring the eyes down in front of you and perhaps start to shift the weight around. You can move the weight a little side to side. You might even move front to back. Just feeling the body weight shift through the feet. And then coming into that center point, that more balanced position. A bit of a tuck under through the tailbone. Spine drawing up tall. And then as you're ready, we'll bring the arms up overhead. You're going to take the right wrist in the left hand. We inhale that arm up tall. Exhale, coming into a side bend so the body leans over to the left. Breathing in, we come back to center, swapping sides. Breathing out over to the right. Each inhale, bring us back to center. We swap the hands. Each exhale, gently taking us up and over as far as it feels comfortable for you. And taking one more over to the right. Then coming back to center, we bring the palms facing forwards. The arms start to draw back in line with the ears. We engage the bottom here and lift the gaze, coming into a gentle back bend. This might feel like enough right here. If you can still breathe smoothly and comfortably, you might like to take the gaze back across the ceiling, gently opening the chest, the ribs up towards the ceiling. Checking in wherever you end up that you can still breathe comfortably. If not, easing back to that point where you can. We'll stay here for one more breath. Inhale will come straight upright. And breathing out, bending the knees, belly to thighs, folding forwards down towards the mat. If you can reach the floor comfortably, we can leave the hands here. You might prefer to hold on to the ankles or the knees, or if you do have yoga blocks, they're a great option for bringing the floor a little bit closer. So the knees are bent, belly and thighs connecting here. You might notice a gentle stretching sensation down the back of the legs. We'll take one breath here. And then we'll step the right foot straight back from where it is. Coming down into a lunge. That left knee stays over the left ankle. We find a connection downwards. The front foot, the back lower leg really press down. And again, we can have the hands on the floor, on some blocks, or we can come up onto the thigh. Once you've got that engagement downwards through the legs, you can decide where the best place is for your hands. We can stay down low. We can stay on the thigh. You might like to bring the hands down or take them up overhead. If you've come up, just taking a moment to check in with these lowest ribs and making sure they're in line with the body rather than flaring out. We're not aiming for a back bend here. We're driving down strong and then reaching up tall. Remember, if we can't breathe smoothly, we come back to any of the other options. We'll take 2 more breaths wherever you're comfortable. And then we all bring our hands down to the mat. We're going to step back for a plank. You can do that with the back knee down and shuffle that back through. Or you can lift the back knee, press into the hands and step that foot back. Your feet hip width apart, knees down, setting up for our plank here. Shoulders over wrists, we've got a bit of a bend through the elbows. We're aiming to press through the hands and really lift in between the shoulder blades here. So we're trying to keep that lift the whole way through this movement. With our inhale, we bend the elbows, lowering down any amount. And with our exhale, pressing back up. Taking a few rounds, inhale, the elbows bend back towards the back of the mat. And exhale, we press back up again. Taking 2 more with a smooth, steady breath. And you can make them bigger or smaller as you need to. And 1 more time. And then tuck our toes under, drawing the hips back. Feeling that gentle length through the inside and the underside of the arms. You can keep the gaze forward at the hands or let the head rest down towards the mat. Feeling the body settle here, feeling that smooth, steady breath. And as you're ready, we arch back forwards, stretching the spine up tall, coming back to our plank. We can lower all the way down to the mat, or you might like to step the hands forwards and come down onto the forearms, bringing the hips down that way. We find our Sphinx pose here, engaging the bottom, pressing the hips down into the mat, pressing into the forearms to lift and lengthen the front of the body. As the breath comes and goes, taking a moment to check the shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. If you'd like a little more here, we can press into the hands and lift the elbows any amount. We still want some bend in the elbows, we still want the shoulders relaxed. And then we want to be able to breathe smoothly. So checking in with all of those things, knowing that you can come back down to the elbows if you need to. Taking 2 more breaths wherever you're comfortable. And inhaling here. Now exhale, releases us down to the mat. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders and we'll find a downward facing dog. So you can press straight up if you know where we're going. Or with me, we come to all fours. We tuck the toes under, pushing into the hands and the feet, and we take the hips up high. As you find your downward dog, we bend the knees, using the hands to press the chest back towards the thighs. Making sure we prioritise that straight spine, rather than worrying about whether the legs are straight. We can always bend the knees as much as we need to. We can always come back down to our all fours. This is a great option to come back down if it feels like too much through the wrists, too much through the legs. If you're comfortable here and you're looking for more, we can bring our weight over to the right foot and start to float the left heel up off the mat. Aiming to keep the weight even through the hands, keeping that slight bend in the elbows. Finding 1 breath here. And then we lower the foot back down. If you're coming over to the other side, we'll lift the right foot now, that left foot staying planted firmly. Find that smooth, steady breath. And if you're in this 3-legged dog, we're going to inhale to look forwards. With our exhale, tucking the knee into the chest and trying to step the foot up as close to the hands as we can. And bringing the knee down, finding that lunge with the right foot forwards. From down dog or from all fours, we bring both knees down and stepping that right foot through, however is comfortable. We can always hold on to that right leg and help it along as much as we need to. Finding that lunge on the other side. So this time the right knee over the right ankle. We've got our hands on the floor, on some blocks, or on the thigh. Settling in, finding that engagement downwards into the mat, that front foot, that back lower leg pressing down firmly. You can stay right here. You might like to bring the hands down beside you or up overhead. Again, if you come up, checking in with those lowest ribs, are they in line with the rest of the body? Knowing if that breath feels staggered or if it's not working for any part of the body, we can come back down to any of these other positions. Only about 2 breaths. And we all meet down with our hands on the floor. We're going to tuck those back knees, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Taking a gentle rock and we step back up for a forward fold. The feet about hip width apart, knees bent, belly and thighs connected. Finding that best place for the hands. Might be the floor, it might be the legs somewhere. Or you might like to hold opposite elbows here. Letting the arms hang, the upper back relaxing down towards the floor. We can stay still here or find some gentle movement side to side. Releasing the hands, bending the knees, and we'll roll up to stand. So grounding through the feet, engaging the bottom. Feeling each part of the spine gently stretch and come into place. And if you need more support for the spine here, we can always walk the hands up the legs. As the spine straightens and lengthens up tall, the shoulders, neck, head coming up last. Nice a big rolls and releases through the shoulders. Coming back to stillness, letting the hands relax downwards. Either finding a spot to rest your gaze or gently closing the eyes. At the end of our salute to the sun, I always like to come back to a place of gratitude. We often like to focus on our limitations, on the things that we'd like to be different. The fact that we're here and we can move through this sequence, noticing our breath, noticing how it feels in our body. You have a lot to be grateful for. And so we can take a few moments with our breath. Each inhale drawing in that gratitude. And each exhale, wanting to spread every part of our body. Finding acceptance for ourselves exactly as we are.